We welcome you to the afternoon session of the 2024-2025 ASUN Tipoff Show. After a jam-packed morning session, we have a plethora of guests to come the rest of today. We are so excited to be joined by a couple of those guests to kickstart the afternoon session. We'll have Commissioner Jeff Bacon with us alongside the CEO and founder of Influxer in Tyler Jaynes. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Commissioner Bacon, as we kind of transition into the NIL discussion, what were you looking for from the conference perspective in an NIL partner?
Well, the key word there is partner. Right, we're looking for a really great partner. And when we got to meet the guys at Influxer and hear their story and what they do and what they provide to student athletes, and couple that with how passionate they are and how innovative they are as an organization and a company, that's exactly the kind of partner that we're looking for when we talk about the Atlantic Sun Conference. So really what we think is a really strong match.
Tyler, tell us a little bit about the history of Influxer. How did this come to be?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say its origin probably started whenever I was at Baylor. I was a football player there and saw a lot of my teammates that pre-NIL had to send their stipend back home, half of it towards rent. That always didn't sit right with me, and these were 2014, 2015 years. And so once NIL passed, it just seemed like such a great avenue to make a positive impact. So being a former student athlete, a lot of my team and staff is former student athletes, bringing on a former NCAA compliance officer with lots of experience. The foundation of Influxer is to provide NIL opportunities for all student athletes, not just the 1%.
For those out there who maybe don't know what Influxer does, take us through what Influxer does and what your partnership with the ASUN entails as well.
Yes, so we are a full-service NIL solution. Right now we have a big emphasis on merchandising. That's an opportunity for players to monetize from their NIL through merchandise that we sell online, through the storefront, at pop-up shops, at games. This is why we partnered with the ASUN, is to enhance these opportunities, because it truly is for every single player, every single sport. Doesn't matter where you're from, whether you're a walk-on, this opportunity exists. So the merchandise, our marketplace platform that every athlete can be on and work with brands to do endorsement deals, just beginning.
Totally understand that. Commissioner Bacon, when you think of what Influxer offers to student athletes, what are some of the benefits that student athletes in this conference gain from an ability to work with Influxer?
You're really hitting the right buzzwords here, right? Because student athletes is the key, right? And to have a former student athlete that understands what it's like, as Tyler just described, to sit in that chair and to be able to give something back to our student athletes, to provide a resource, to provide a point of connection, something that they may or may not know exists in the marketplace, right, is a great opportunity. I mean, that's what we're here to do, is to support our student athletes. And so for us as a conference, to be able to collectively say, hey, we support our student athletes by forming these types of partnerships and giving them those opportunities like we've been able to provide today. Tyler and his team have been here all day, getting to meet and interact with our student athletes. They're going to be on site at all of our championships throughout the year, having that direct connection to our student athletes. So a lot of what we just have to do with young people today is help educate them as to what the opportunities are that are out there, especially in the NIL space that's always evolving and brand new. So just to have this chance as a conference to bring some of that together and help Tyler and his team accomplish their mission, while at the same time providing a tremendous benefit to our student athletes, like you said, it's exactly what we're here for.
Well, you mentioned something interesting, educate. And listen, we're a few years into the NIL world, still so many question marks. People aren't totally sure about all of the rules and how it works. So let me ask you this, Tyler. What are some words of advice that you would have for student athletes as they maybe transition to college and pursue NIL opportunities? I
would say that NIL isn't all about making money. There's professional development opportunities. Like, we offer internships. We must have over 100 student athlete interns with us. Building your personal brand and really setting yourself up for a career beyond college, whether that's professional sports or whether that's entering a new career. People are going to look at your social media and they're going to look at your personal brand and what you've built and done throughout your collegiate career. And so it's not always about the highest dollar amount, but the impact that you can make, because you can make an impact whether you're at D3, JUCO, Power 5. Everybody has the same opportunity, and it's just a matter of exposing it. And you touched on the education. It's really important. So that's another piece of what we're doing at Influxer, is the NIL education from the institutional level, from the conference level, from you know, the NCAA level, not just with the parameters that they've set, but also the personal brand building and the social media side of things that needs just as much emphasis as well.
And as Commissioner Bacon mentioned, you all have a booth here just behind us at the ASUN Tipoff. What have those interactions been like today with the student athletes in attendance?
The thing that I tell the athletes whenever they come up to us is this interview with us is just getting to know you, and it's not going to be, hey, how's your team going to do, or what's your biggest piece of advice for, you know, your fans and everything like that. It's more so, where are you from? Like, what inspires you? What is motivating you every day? Because that's the type of content that we want to put out there, is like tell the positive stories of these players. They're going to get enough of, you know, the basketball related questions, but at the end of the day, they are human beings. Like, let's loosen them up. Let's show that personal side of them, because that's what the fans and support system want to see as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, I really appreciate both of your time today. Influxer, check them out. So many great things in the NIL world, and really excited about this partnership with Influxer and the ASUN conference. Thank you both again.
Thank you.